Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today, we are diving into a fascinating topic: understanding why we choose certain words to fill in the blanks in a sentence. We'll be using an example from the history of pop art to illustrate this. Let's get started. Here's our paragraph. Emerging in the mid-1950s in Britain and late 1950s in America, pop art reached its peak in the 1960s. It began as a revolt, along, against, within, the dominant approaches to art and culture and traditional views on what art should be, has been, would be. Young artists felt that what they were taught at art school, and what they saw in museums, did not have anything irrelevant in, familiar with, to do with, about, their lives or the things they saw around them every day. Instead, they mastered up, relevant in, turned to, reckoned on, sources such as Hollywood movies, advertising, product packaging, pop music, and comic books for their imagery. Let's break it down and explain why we choose the correct options, and why the others don't fit. First blank, along, against, within. For the first blank, the correct choice is against. The sentence says, it began as a revolt against the dominant approaches to art and culture. Against fits because it indicates opposition. For example, the civil rights movement was a revolt against racial segregation. Now, let's see why the other options don't fit. Along means moving in a constant direction, or in company with others. For example, she walked along the beach. It implies moving together, which doesn't fit the context of a revolt. With suggests accompaniment. For example, he went to the party with his friends. It implies cooperation, not opposition. Within means inside the limits of something. For example, she stayed within the rules. It doesn't convey the opposition implied by a revolt. Second blank, should be, has been, would be. For the second blank, the correct choice is should be. The sentence says, traditional views on what art should be. Should be implies a normative statement about expectations. For example, there are many opinions on what a good leader should be. The other options don't fit because B is too simple. For example, let it be. It doesn't convey the normative expectation. Has been refers to the past. For example, he has been a teacher for many years. It doesn't fit the context of discussing traditional views. Would be implies a hypothetical situation. For example, it would be nice if it rained. It doesn't fit the context of established views. Third blank, relevant in, familiar with, to do with, about. For the third blank, the correct choice is to do with. The sentence says, did not have anything to do with their lives. To do with means related to or connected with. For example, his job has nothing to do with his degree. The other options don't fit because relevant in means closely connected to the matter at hand. For example, her skills are relevant in many fields. It doesn't fit the context of connection to their lives. Familiar with means well acquainted. For example, she is familiar with the new software. It implies knowledge, not relevance. About is too vague. For example, this book is about history. It doesn't convey the specific relationship. Fourth blank, mastered up, relevant in, turned to, reckoned on. For the fourth blank, the correct choice is turned to. The sentence says, they turned to sources such as Hollywood movies. Turned to means started looking at these sources for inspiration. For example, when in doubt, she always turned to her mentor for advice. The other options don't fit because mastered up is not a commonly used phrase and doesn't make sense in this context. Relevant in means closely connected. For example, her skills are relevant in many fields. It doesn't fit the context of seeking inspiration. Reckoned on means to expect. For example, they reckoned on having good weather. It doesn't fit the context of seeking new sources. So, there you have it. By understanding the context and meaning of each word, we can choose the correct options to complete the sentence. I hope this helps you in your language learning journey. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more educational content. See you next time.